Hey, it's Kaylin Angelina, and today is the first episode of my For Memory's Sake, a Girlhood Treasury show podcast. It's just a long form of me talking about stuff I like, which this whole channel consists of, so of media that I like. And in this episode, I'm going to be going through every preschool show that I watched. Every show that I watched from the ages of 0 to about 8. And just like going through, and I'm going to be telling you, pretty much just wrote a list. I have 83 shows. And pretty much what I want to do with this little show on my channel or whatever is pretty much just kind of like a time capsule of me talking about the media that shaped me and that comforted me as a kid, and just, basking in girlhood. But this is for everyone, not just girls. It's for boys, theys, everyone can enjoy it, and it's just childhood, and I'm super excited because I just love to talk. So pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to read each show that I watched and make a couple comments. And this is just something you can watch in the background. I hope the camera's not too shaky because this is connected to it. If it is, though, it's fine. This is mostly just to have something to listen to in the background, kind of like a podcast. And hear me ramble and reminisce on the shows I watched as a little preschooler. Maybe tell some stories that I remember from watching these shows, or my thoughts on it. Do I still watch them today? Because some preschool shows still hold up. And I watched I watched PBS Kids. I watched Playhouse Disney. I watched Noggin. I watched Toon Disney, if anyone remembers that. I don't know if I don't think that's technically a was for preschool, and probably something I'm forgetting. Nick Jr. If I had to rank them, I would go PBS Kids, Playhouse Disney, Nick Jr. might be on the bottom, to be honest. It might go Sprout. You guys remember Sprout? And I have the star, Molly, from Big Comfy Couch, and I'm wearing my strawberry shortcake shirt and shorts. It looks like I'm not wearing anything. I do have strawberry shortcake shorts, so you guys don't gotta worry. I am so excited to just go down the list and reminisce with you guys, and talk your guys' ear off about stuff I loved in my childhood, because it's my favorite thing to do. And I hope you guys like this new segment. I don't know what you would call this show series, because the reason I want to do this is because a lot of my channel consisted of me showing off my collections of things I collect, and that's just not really that, I don't know if sustainable is the right word, but it's just not something that I can constantly be putting out, because I don't have I don't collect stuff as consistently. I'm not getting new Taylor Swift stuff every week. I'm not getting new Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana stuff every week. And so I don't put out videos that much. So I thought having this, where it's kind of just a little thing where I can ramble about that stuff rather than showing you, I can talk about it, would be fun. So you can watch this in the background. You cannot watch this. Thanks for even just clicking, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Comment what were your favorite preschool shows, and let's just get into this. And yes, they are in alphabetical order, because of course they are. So first we have Adventures in Wonderland. This was Alice in Wonderland in the 80s. It was a TV show. It was on Disney. It came out in 1997 and ended in 1998, you could have told me this show was on for like 10 years and I would have believed you, but apparently it's not, hasn't been. It had like a rabbit that was on roller skates. One of my favorite episodes was when he couldn't like stop rhyming, and then like they had Tweedledee and Tweedledum, like MC Hammer type guys who were like those baggy MC Hammer pants. And then the evil queen in it, she's supposed to be like bossy, but she's not supposed to be evil. I had recently had a nightmare about the Alice in Wonderland ride in Disneyland, where I was terrified of the Queen of Hearts, and I swear to heaven above that I had that exact dream when I was little. I swear, like, had a dream where I was scared of the Alice in Wonderland. I've never been on it, but like, I was scared of Queen of Hearts, and I recently had that dream again, and I'm like, I swear, it was like dream deja vu. I've had that dream before. But the Queen in Adventures, also very inclusive, and that was a very inclusive show. The Queen of Hearts was black, Tweedledee and Tweedledum were black. Very inclusive. I cannot for the life of me picture the caterpillar in that show, but I think I can actually. But yeah, she was like, the Queen of Hearts was like bossy, but she wasn't supposed to be mean. And they had an O.J. Simpson episode that got banned. I don't think I ever saw it because I wasn't alive when the show was even out. I watched it on like VHS's. And yeah, it was pretty like trippy, and the show probably still holds up, but there's not really like good. I didn't even talk about the O.J. Simpson. I just like mentioned that in passing. Yes, there was an episode where O.J. Simpson came on, and like it was right around the time of the trial, like, and it got like banned. I don't know if it like never came out because I don't remember the timeline, but like look it up. Adventures in Wonderland, O.J. Simpson. I have no idea what he was doing in Wonderland. Okay, next we have The Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley. I didn't even realize this was a show. I thought this was just like a whole bunch of little straight to VHS movies, but apparently it is considered a show. I still am a Mary-Kate and Ashley girl down. I watched everything. I have a whole VHS collection. I think I have a video where I do have a video where I show the VHS collection. I was such a Mary-Kate and Ashley girl, like you don't even understand. I never had any like merch or anything, but this is just them like solving crimes and stuff as little girls. I don't have really much to say about it. Next we have Angelina Ballerina. This was like my best friend. Angelina Ballerina was my best friend. I thought I was named after her, and my mom let me think that. I was actually named after Angelina Jolie, and my dad broke the news to me one time when I was at his house, and whatever that is, that what it's called? I've actually never really been into Angelina Jolie movies, but I love her just because I'm named after her, so I feel like I inherently have to love her and be on her side. But I like to think that I was named after Angelina Ballerina when I was little, and I was like, yeah, which Angelina Ballerina came out May 4th, 2002, and it ended August 29th, 2009. So how would I have been named after her? Maybe the books came out before that, but I thought I was like, oh my god. And the pastels in that show are so cute. The 2D animation is beautiful because it's just like the book, and they wanted to freaking do what they do now and make it 3D, and it's so freaking ugly now. It was such a beautiful, like, look up the art for Angelina Ballerina. It is the cutest, most like pink princess aesthetic ballet core you ever see. It's so cute. Number 4 is Arthur. Came out in 1997. Still holds up. I understand, actually. I don't like to say I can't believe this show was on for so long. This is, to me, one of the best shows ever. If you've never seen an episode of Arthur, just go watch it, because literally it holds up. Like, I was watching it with my niece the other day, and I can sit there and I can watch. Like, it's the one show where, like, if my niece is watching it, like, I can sit down and write it. And also we love DW. I love DW. Everyone was such an asshole to DW. I love DW. I love her. Like, she's so me. Also, sorry if this is like when I does that. Sorry. It's annoying, I know. I love Arthur. It still holds up. I don't know why Mr. Ratburn was always up at the function. That's something that we need to talk about. I know he's got married and like that pissed a lot of people off. But I don't care. I think it made sense. And also, I watched the last episode recently, and the way they had them all looking grown up. Oh, this is a spoiler for the finale of Arthur. So if you don't want it spoiled, skip ahead some. They had it so like Arthur were like the books first, and at the end they had it where Arthur was the one who wrote the books. And I feel like that's kind of a cliche or like a whatever to do of like this and this person wrote like whatever, but I freaking loved it for Arthur. Like, I think that was so cute to have it like the whole show was like telling the books that Arthur himself wrote as an adult about his childhood. I think that's so freaking cute. Next we have The Backyardigans, which was on from October 11th 2004 to April 29, 2013. I did not know this show lasted that long. I remember the premiere of this show. I remember when this show came out. I was 4 years old. I remember them. I remember some of these. Gosh, and I loved it. And now I can't watch it because it's kind of boring to me now. So like I never watch it with my niece because it's like kind of boring to me. The lady who invented it died though, so rest in peace. Because it was a good show, and I think it was really good for the imagination as a kid, you know. That's all I have to say. Next is Babar, which was the elephant. I don't remember a thing from this show, but I do have recollection of watching it, but I couldn't tell you one thing about it. So next is Baby Looney Tunes. Yes, I was up on Baby Looney Tunes every morning. I remember, I think they played it on like, was it on Cartoon Network? I don't know, but I used to watch it before I went to school, and it was so cute. I remember I just wanted to hold all of them because they were so cute. It's babies. Oh my god, I love the Looney Tunes so much. Next, Barney. It was on from 1992 to 2015. I've been a fan of Selena Gomez since I was a little baby girl, because I vividly remember seeing her and Demi Lovato on that show. Like, I remember sitting down at 3 years old and watching them on it. So yeah, that's being a fan for life. I love Barney. It makes me want to cry because it just reminds, like, the scenery in it just reminds me of preschool and kindergarten, and it kind of just makes me want to cry. It makes me miss it. Like, it's one of those nostalgic shows that like makes me want to cry every time I see it, because you can never go back, and like Barney for some reason reminds me of that. Do I remember any of the theme songs? I should like sing the theme songs. I know the Arthur one. Every day when you're walking down the street, meet and get along with each other. And I said, hey, what a beautiful kind of day. You can learn to laugh and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the on the street. And yeah, that's all I remember from that. And the backyard was, it's your friends, the backyard again. And Barney is a friendly who's an imagination. ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and how to be a friend. And then the I Love You song, which I'm not even gonna get into it because I know I could sing it from beginning to end, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, you know what's weird? I was such a masochist as a kid because I loved shit that I was scared of as a kid. I loved watching stuff. Like, I was scared of it in real life, but I was so interested in seeing it on the TV. I was terrified of, I had like an extreme uncanny valley fear of, like, I vividly, my whole family has memories of us going to Chuck E. Cheese and me hiding under the table the entire time. It was bad. Like, it was bad. It was not cute. It was not a cute little, like, no. I would have panic attacks at Chuck E. Cheese seeing something in character. If we were, like, at the mall and, like, the bunny was out, I was freaking out. I was crying. Like, it was bad. It was a bad fear. But I was, like, obsessed with Barney, knowing that if I had probably ever saw him in real life at the time, I would have had a panic attack. Crazy. But Barney, I just love him so much. Aren't they coming out with the Barney movie? I feel like it's gonna suck though, because now don't they have, like, they don't have him in the suit. The new Barney's not even in the suit anymore, which should not be allowed. Next is Bear in the Big Blue House. This is another one where I'm like, if I encountered that in real life, panic attack. Do you know how big that freaking suit is? They used to do a thing where he would go over to, like, kids' houses and it was the most terrifying thought to me, because it would be like, where, like, the kid would wake up from the nap and he would look and, like, Bear and the Big was, like, standing in his door, huge as fuck. And I'm like, the way I would scream bloody murder when I was a kid if that he tried to surprise me. That thing is huge. That suit is huge. Bear in the Big Blue House, Big Bear in the freaking Blue House, because he was huge. But I did, oh my god, I used to, like, so badly as a kid want to get shrunk down so I could live in a dollhouse. Like, that was, like, on my bucket list. I would pray. I would, like, wish on not shooting stars, pray on the stars to, like, make me tiny so I can live in a dollhouse. That's all I wanted. Do you guys ever heard of the movie Indian in the Cupboard? That's probably not okay now, but I used to love that movie. But yeah, also he used to do this thing where, like, he would sniff the screen and be like, you smell like da da da. And one time my mom said that my sister, who's, like, a year older than me, was sitting down eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich watching Bear in the Big Blue House, and he sniffed the screen and he was like, it smells like peanut butter. And she freaked out and started screaming because she was like, how did I know? So scared. And, like, so I think it's, like, the thing of, like, I love him but I'm scared of him. I want to be him but yet I don't. And they had the little mouse. And then the Moon song, I always thought my life was ending whenever they sung the Moon song, because they made it seem like you were never gonna see them again. It was the saddest thing. Goodbye, farewell to you, my friend. That's all I remember. And tears. Like, that's, my childhood ended every time that song came on. Next we have Bear-Stained Bears. I loved Bear-Stained Bears. It's the Bear-Stained Bears. And I did hate how their names were brother and sister though, because I'm like, what if somebody else has a brother and a sister? They can't name it. Like, I didn't like that. But I remember, you know how, like, there's a Mandela effect with this where everyone's like, it's not the Bear-Stained Bears, it's the Berenstain Bears, but it actually is the Bear-Stained Bears. I remember vividly one time sitting down watching it and being like, Mom, isn't it so funny that it's the bear stain? Because I was thinking of, like, stain. I thought the word stain was funny. And so I was like, Mom, isn't it so funny it's the Bear-Stained Bears? And she's like, it's not the Bear-Stained Bears, it's the Berenstain. I was right. So yeah. They lived in a treehouse, which is another thing. I was just, like, one of those kids that loved a little hiding place and loved, like, the thought of, like, living in a little contained thing. I don't know why. So I also was like, oh my god, I would love to live in a tree. Next we have Between the Lions. Do you guys want her more front and center? Oh my god, what if I could make her move like she does on Big Comfy Couch? Okay. Anyway, we're to her soon. Next we have Between the Lions. This show makes me want to cry too. It's one of those shows that, like, if I see a clip of it, I just get transported back to preschool, kindergarten. Um, gosh, I know how to read because of Between the Lions. I love it so much. I love the aesthetic of it. It always reminded me of Beauty and the Beast, kind of, because they were like surrounded by a bunch of books. I love Between the Lions. Between the Lions. That's all I remember from the theme song. Yeah, I haven't been really saying when any of these came out. Is there anything interesting? Bears Saying Bears came out January 6, 2003. And ended February 1st, 2009. Between the Lions came out April 3rd, 2000. They knew that was like a month before I was born. Oh my god. That was 2 months before I was born. I was born at the end of May. And it ended May 20. No, wait, no, that's something else. Okay, next we have Big Comfy Couch. So come here. Big Comfy Couch is one of the best. I don't know, that's another thing of like, I was like a masochist when I was little, because I was also uncanny valley terrified of clowns. Like I didn't used to not want to go to McDonald's because I thought Ronald McDonald would be in there. Like, it was bad. It was another one that was bad. Anything that like I couldn't tell who it was or what it really was underneath makeup or something, I was scared of. I was also scared of Santa Claus in the mall. But I was obsessed with like shows that had clowns in it. Like, I wanted to see the thing I was scared of so badly and inspect it, kind of. Like, I remember feeling like I was kind of inspecting it, like what of this makes me scared. But anyway, Big Comfy Couch, best show ever. Are you ready? Are you ready to clown around with Lunette and Molly, a clown and her dolly in the big comfy couch? And then I remember the episode where like there was the giant that lived in him. Oh my god, my legs are hanging over the bed, so I'm thinking about this now. I was terrified of those dust bunnies. Do you remember the dust bunnies that lived under the couch? I wouldn't want my legs hanging down off of my bed or the couch like they are now, because I was terrified that those dust bunnies were gonna grab my leg. Terrified. Major Bedhead. Liar, liar, pants on fire, hanging from a telephone wire, squirming, pants are burning when my hips are turning. If you've never seen the Liar, liar, from Big Comfy Couch, look it up. It is the funniest thing to ever exist. I love it so much. Look up after this, or go to another tab, or look it up on your phone or whatever. Liar, liar, Big Comfy Couch. If you've never seen it, watch it and tell me what you think about it. Tell me it is not the best thing you ever saw in your entire freaking life. It's the funniest thing. Like, it's like the best thing ever. Like, if I'm in a bad mood, I should just turn that video on of him singing Liar, liar. Look it up. I promise you. Do you see this glare of the light coming in? Whatever. Yeah, and then they had like, I remember one time she broke the mailbox, and then she used to do the clock dance, or like when she would lay on the carpet. Lunette is like the prettiest girl ever, prettiest clown ever. Okay, go back over here. That's literally what she does on the show. Okay, next we have, how long is it? Oh my god, it's already been 23 minutes. This is gonna be a long freaking video. Next we have Blue's Clues. No, Blue's Clues had no idea it was a girl, cause you know me, blue is boy, pink is girl. Just kidding, but yeah, when I was a kid, you know, cause I always thought Blue's Clues was dating Magenta. Oh, Big Comfy Couch ended a day before my birthday. That's messed up. Anyway, back to Blue's Clues. That's ADHD for you. I thought he was dating Magenta, but they're both girls, but you know, it's fine. They're allowed to date lesbians. Queer representation. I remember when they changed it out from Steve to whatever the other guy's name is. Wait, it was Steve, and then I don't remember what the other guy's name is. I don't care. He was cute though. I had kind of a crush on not Steve, but the new guy, his cousin or whatever. Yeah, there was this building by our house that had like a big paw print, like the Blue's Clues thing, and they painted over it, and it was been there since for like my whole life, and they painted over it recently. What is up with that? That show came out in 1996 and ended in May 22nd, 2008. So I was 7 when it ended. So I was probably like, did I even know? A lot of these shows have come back though, because Blue's Clues did come back. Next, Blue's Room. Oh my god, Blue's Room. I loved the aesthetic of this show. It was like live action Blue's Clues, and it was just Blue's Clues, and he could talk, and he was with like his friends. And I remember when the show premiered. It came out August 2nd, 2004. So I was 4. I remember watching this for the first time. I was there. I was in the room where it happened. I loved Blue's Room. I loved it. I should go back and like watch an episode of it, because I loved Blue's Rooms. I loved how it looked. Yeah, Blue's Room. Cool. Next we have Bob the Builder. Came out January 13, 2001 and ended September 22nd, 2004. Why was I so up on Bob the Builder? I don't even know why I liked it so much. I had like a little scooter with the orange guy on it. I don't remember what he was. They completely ruined Bob the Builder's like art, you know? Like, it's one thing to like make it a different art form. It's nothing to just change how the thing looks. Bob the Builder is so ugly now. Also, I'm not saying what channel all of these were on because I probably don't remember. A lot of them. Okay. Next one. Booba. Look it up if you've never seen it. I also remember this premiering. It came out January 19, 2004. So I was 3 and it ended August 31st, 2008. Booba was just like these big furry blobs of different colors. I love the pink one. The pink one was my favorite. And they like came from, I remember it premiered after an episode of Teletubbies, and I was like, what the heck? And then I was like hypnotized. Like, they're like aliens, or like, I don't even know what the point of that show was, but I remember watching it. It was bad shit, but I liked it though. Next we have Book of Pooh. This show came out January 2001. Tell me why I remember this show premiering. I swear, I was like 8 months old, but I swear, I was just telling my sister about this. I swear, I remember it coming out. I swear, I remember sitting down and being like, oh my god, a new Winnie the Pooh show is out. I swear. But I was like 8 months old apparently when it came out, but I swear, I remember Book of Pooh, another one where I, for some reason, loved the aesthetic of it. I love it. I want to watch the Halloween episode. I want to go back and watch the Halloween episode this Halloween season. I try to get my niece to watch this because I love the way this show looks. I don't know why. I just do. I'm obsessed. I love Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is like my main guy that I grew up with. I was always Piglet. Me and my sister used to assign everyone in the family Winnie the Pooh characters, and she wanted to be Winnie the Pooh. So I had no choice. I had to be Piglet, which I'm fine with. I kind of feel like I look like Piglet. And I have anxiety too. So yeah. And I thought Piglet was a girl, but apparently Piglet's a boy. So I'm like, is the only freaking wait. No, Piglet's a boy. Is Piglet a girl? I feel like I thought Piglet was a girl, and then it turns out Piglet is a boy. And then I was like, so there's no girls other than Bruce's mom. Okay. Anyway, next is The Busy World of Richard Scarry. Scary. Don't really remember much of this, but I know I watched it. I have it on DVD. So I don't have anything to say. Next we have Caillou. I don't know what I ever saw in Caillou. Like, he's my ex. I don't know what I ever saw in that kid, but I love this show. It was on from September 4, 2000 to November 13, 2015, and yeah, that show needed to end. That show sucks so much ass. Like, it's actually appalling that show was as famous as it was and lasted. People just were letting their kids watch anything. But it was literally about a boy who cried and like had tantrums every 5 minutes and would like beat the shit out of his sister. Like, he didn't get what he would want, so he would like throw his freaking sippy cup at his sister's head. It was crazy. I remember he used to stick his tongue out when he would like draw, and I used to try to do that. Caillou sucks ass. God. And I used to think I related to him because I used to think he was saying in the theme song, I used to think he was saying, I'm just a kid who's poor. But because I was like, yeah, I'm poor too, or I relate to you. But apparently he was saying, I'm just a kid who's 4. I thought he was saying poor. I was like, oh, he's speaking out like about like his lifestyle and not, no. Fuck Caillou. I literally can't. Like, my nephew watched it for a little bit, because me and my nephew are 10 years apart, so like as I was like growing out of all these shows, he was born, and then he started like watching these kids shows, and I was just like the new ones, and then the ones that were like lasting, and I was like, oh my god, why did anyone ever let me watch Caillou? Like, I feel like he's such a bad influence. Crazy. Next we have Care Bears. I don't know if this was a show, I assume it was, but I love the Care Bears. I wanted all the toys, all the stuffed animals. I have a Care Bears stuffed animal. Why don't I have it up here right now? It's because it's the new one. I only like the old designs of the stuffed animals. But Care Bears, so cute. I have nothing to say. I like the blue one the best. Cloudy. Next we have Charlie and Lola. People always talk about, first of all, it was a British show. On from March 21st, 2005 to April 24th, 2008. They had strawberry milk in that show, like in the theme song. I don't remember the theme song to that. But that strawberry milk looks so freaking good. Like, you know that people like show food from like TV and movies that I wish I could eat. I wish I could drink the strawberry milk. They made strawberry milk look so freaking good in that show, but it was just about like 2 British siblings, like a boy and a girl. So it was literally just about their life. But it was cute, and I loved that show. Next we have Choo Choo Soul. If you know, you know. It came out May 1st, 2006, so I was 5. I just watched this show in passing. This was literally like a 3-minute show that played between, and it was like, all aboard the choo-choo train, all aboard, choo-choo. It was like this lady that I used to think acted like looked like my niece and nephew's mom. She didn't. I just said that because they had both of the same color hair. Yeah. I have nothing to say about that. That was a 2-minute show where they would like sing the ABCs. Next we have Clifford. Came out the year I was born, 2000. I freaking love Clifford. I have a vivid memory of sitting at the bus stop when I was in kindergarten, and with like all the kids, and this lady was sitting down reading a Clifford book to her daughter, and like all the kids sat around to listen to this lady read the Clifford book. So cute. So nostalgic. Have you guys seen what they made? What was her name? Emily? I don't remember what his owner's name is. Emily Sue Ellen, maybe. Look up like what Clifford looks like now, like the new cartoon. They botched her. Ugh, she looks so bad in the new one. I never saw the live action movie because I'm an adult. I feel like I wouldn't like it, because like I think I would like the Blue's Clues movie, that live action one they made. I watched a little bit of it and I did like it. I don't think I would like the Clifford one though. So people were dyeing their dogs red. Crazy. Next we have Clifford's Puppy Days. I love this. He was always getting locked out of the house. That girl did not take care of that dog. I was watching an episode of it with my niece, and like it was Halloween episode, and she just straight up locked him out of the house, out of the apartment. Crazy stuff. Girl, watch your freaking dog. Like, I get that he was super tiny, but like, why is he locked out of the apartment? What? Clifford's Puppy Days came out September 1st, 2003 and ended April 23rd, 2022. Next we have Curious George. Tell me why I remember watching this show this my entire life, but it didn't come out till 2006. What are you talking about? I have vivid memories of watching Curious George my entire childhood, but apparently it came out when I was like 6, which means it was when I was like 2 or 3 years away from like being over the preschool shows and watching Hannah Montana and Wizard of the Place and stuff. But apparently it came out in 2006. I feel like maybe I have more memories of watching it because it was my nephew's favorite show, so right after I was like aged out of it, he was like into it, so maybe that's why. But I mean, I think they were books before, so maybe I'm thinking of the books. Maybe I'm thinking of reading the books, and then the show came out, and they had the movies. I remember the movie was a really big deal. Oh my gosh, No Noggin. They had like a Halloween. It kind of seemed scary. They had like a Halloween movie where like it was like a headless thing haunting whatever, and his name was No Noggin. My nephew was obsessed with him, with No Noggin coming to get people. Yeah, Curious George is that thing, but it's kind of, like, it can get annoying. I used to have, oh, I shouldn't say that. Well, I guess I can. I had Curious George underwear when I was little. Yeah. Next we have the Doodle Bops. You might know this if you're on TikTok because people make, I guess, thirst traps of them. Another thing I knew I would have been scared of if I saw them in real life. It was on from April 11th, 2000 to January 2nd, 2009, which is weird because this is another one where I swear I remember it premiering, but this came out before I was born. Wait, that doesn't even make sense to me. That might be wrong. Doodle Bops came out in 2000. I don't believe that at all. Before I was born, I don't believe that. I think that's wrong. But the Doodle Bops, it was like a band for little kids. It was on Playhouse Disney. I don't know what you guys want from me. Next, Dora the Explorer. Dora the Explorer was my best friend. When we talk about friendship, that was my girl. I was helping her make her way where she needed to go. She was telling me I did a good job. She was teaching me a little Spanish. Like, that was my girl. I freaking loved Dora the Explorer. I remember I busted my lip one time in 1st or 2nd grade on the play structure. Like, I was going up the stairs and they had it where it was like the metal like play set, but it was like over with that rubber stuff. I don't know what that's called. And I slipped and I banged my head and like whatever. I didn't even think it was that bad until I went up to the like lady who just like the lunch supervisors, and she was like, I had to get sent home. And I remember I got sent home and my mom had to go back to work, so she left me with my brother, who, if I was like 6, he was probably like 13 or 14 at the time, and he was usually mean to me, but since I had a busted lip, he let me watch Dora the Explorer. So yeah, so she comforted me in that moment. I also have a scary memory. We were poor, so like we used to eat ice. I used to eat ice as like a food. And I remember I would get like a cup of ice and just like that would be my like snack. And I remember like sitting on the bed watching Dora in my mom's room, and I had the ice whatever, and I had one whatever, and I was done with it, and I looked down and there was another ice cube. I don't know if I was hallucinating or what was happening, but it was just like there was another ice cube, so I'm like, oh, I must have forgot one. And I ate that ice cube, and then I looked down and there was another one, and I was like, where are these coming from? I don't know what was happening to me. It wasn't the same time that I busted my lip though, but I don't know. But that's a memory I have, and I swear I don't know. I didn't have any like dead grandparents at the time either, so like it wasn't like, I don't know if that's messed up. I don't think I did. So like, who was leaving them for me? That's weird. Anyway, yeah, Dora the Explorer. Let's see if I remember any of the Spanish words she taught me. Delicioso. Gracias. De nada. With boots is super cool exploradora. Okay. Yeah, Yeah, I love Dora the Explorer. That guy who had that little freaking rat that had a car. Boots. I love Boots Down. I love Boots Down. He was great. They just let that little girl do anything. Why did she live in the forest? Why did she live in the jungle? Let's get into that. Yeah. Trying to think if there's like, oh, I slapped my sister across the face one time because she was mocking Dora, and I was trying to watch it and I got so mad, and now I wonder why I have borderline personality disorder. And I got so mad because she was mocking Dora, and I love Dora. Dora was my best freaking friend. So I slapped her across the face. My sister. I got in trouble from like this girl, the girl lady who was babysitting us. That's all I'm gonna say about that lady. She was babysitting us. Let's just say that. I slapped her across the face. Like, don't disrespect my childhood heroes. How about that? No, it's crazy. That was a crazy thing, and I regret it all the time. That was like, what the fuck was wrong with me? But I just like filled with rage because I'm trying to watch it. Like, she doesn't need to be sitting there. If I was 6, she would have been 8. I don't know. Crazy. Don't disrespect Dora in front of me. How about that? How about that? Let's not disrespect Dora the Explorer in front of me. She taught me everything I needed to know. The map. Okay, next we have, this is a 41-minute of me talking about childhood trauma. Next we have Dragon Tales. I love Dragon Tales. If you're into like dragons, watch Dragon Tales. Okay. Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales. Oh my god, Dora that came out a day before my sister's birthday in 2000. That makes that even more disrespectful that I hit her across the face. Dragon Tales came out September 6, 1999 and ended August 31st, 2010. That's a run. That's a run to have. Dragon Tales, again, aesthetically, love it. Who was my favorite dinosaur in Dragon Tales? The purple guy was like so stupid. The purple dinosaur, was he purple or was he like a teal? And then they had the one with the purple. I think he was teal. I'm thinking of the one that had like 2 heads. The little pink one was my favorite. I don't remember any of their names. But I love Dragon Tales. I need to watch that with my niece, because she likes dinosaurs. So I feel like if she likes dinosaurs, she'll like dragons. Next we have Franklin. Now that is a cozy show. From January 11th, 1999 to July 30th, 2004. That is a short run. That should have been longer. I love Franklin. Franklin's another one of those, like, to me, like cottagecore. Like, if you're into cottagecore, watch Franklin on in the background as ambience. It's so cute. He do be having his fits, I will say. Like, he's one of those ones that be like, why are you so freaking dramatic? But kids are allowed to have emotions. Trolls are allowed to have emotions. I like the winter movie that they have. I don't know what to say about Franklin. Franklin brought a knife to Thanksgiving. That was something I saw on Tumblr. Next we have Free to Be You and Me, 1974. This is like not a show. I thought it was a show. I think it is. It was like it was like a 70s like hippie show. Michael Jackson was on it. I don't remember the song he sung, but it makes me cry. I don't remember it. Look up Michael Jackson Free to Be You and Me and listen to the song. That song used to make me cry. It was like about him like wanting to be a kid or like still playing whatever. Free to Be You and Me, though, I didn't know that was an LGBTQ show though. I looked it up and it was like LGBTQ. So I get they were showing like inclusivity, and they had a song called William's Doll where it was about like this little boy who like wanted a doll, and they're like, a doll, William wants a doll, don't be a sissy, says his dad, but then his grandma buys him a doll, and it's like one day he might want to be a dad, so he should be allowed to have a doll. Agreed. Like, he wants, like, a boy can't want to be a parent. No, they can. So he was like, a doll, William wants a doll, don't be a sissy, said his best friend or his dad. And then his grandma, yeah, so cute. And like, yes, that is a message you should be seeing. So Free to Be Me and You kind of ate. And like, what other songs? It's alright to cry. Was that from that? I think crying gets the sadness out of you. And there was a Raggedy Ann. Look up Free to Be You and Me, Raggedy Ann. That was scary. Annabelle. Anyway, next, George Shrinks. Okay, I have a confession. I had a crush on George Shrinks. There's makeup all over me from keeping... Okay. Hate to say it. And he was a little guy, George Shrinks. It was like a boy who, like, a science experiment got made little. He was one of the people that made me want to live in a dollhouse, because he like had dollhouses and like little toy cars. And his little brother was so cute. But yeah, I had a crush on him. But he was a little guy. That came out September 30th, 2000 and ended September 2nd, 07. Okay. Look up George Shrinks and tell me if you agree. Next, Go Diego Go. Fucking hated Go Diego Go. Every time I turned on the TV and was trying to watch Nick Jr. and Go Diego Go was on, it was a bad day for me, but I would watch it anyway. It was on from September 6, 2005 to February 15, 2013. That is years too long for that show. I was such a feminist as a kid. I was like, they are trying to have this boy take over Dora's fame, whatever, because she's a woman. And they want Diego to be the new Dora, but he can't be. I hated fucking Dora. Like, maybe I would have liked it in another lifetime, but I hated it. Every time I was watching it, I remember being like, I wish I was watching Dora right now. Like, you'll never be Dora. And like, you know they don't talk now. Come on, let's be real. Next, we have The Good Night Show. This was like on Playhouse Disney or Sprout. I don't get the point of this, considering that like kids shows were on during the morning. So why were you having a show about putting kids to bed when you know the only time this is gonna play is at 10 a.m? Weird. It was like this like lady, like the original Miss Rachel type, singing goodnight. George Shrinks. Oh my god. Next, Handy Manny. Look up William Valderrama dating history. That guy is like seriously not right in the head. Handy Manny came out like September 16, 2006. This is another one where I'm like, he's trying to steal Bob the Builder's bag. Even though he worked in like a Home Depot type of construction shop and Bob the Builder was doing like actual construction, I was like, you'll never be Bob the Builder. But I did watch Handy Manny. It came out when I was 6, so I feel like it was when I was like starting to like, it was like after Hannah Montana came out, I was starting to get into like the live action stuff more, but I was still dabbling in the preschool shows. But Handy Manny, oof, I can't even watch it now because it wasn't a bad show. But like, look up Wilmer Valderrama. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's dated a girl that was like watching Handy Manny when they were little. Look it up. Next, Hello Kitty. I don't know if it was Hello Kitty and Friends. I just remember watching a Hello Kitty show at my grandma's house. I don't remember anything else about it. Next is High Five, which was like another show where it was like a kids band and stuff. But I remember they had a dress up episode, and I lived for a dress up episode. I loved like, oh my god, we're gonna dress up as princesses. I don't have anything to say about High Five. Flop. Anyway, next, Higglytown Heroes. Now this was an interesting show. It came out September 11th, 04, and ended March 28th, 2009. This was like, they were like those little China dolls, and they could like hop out of it, out and into one another. What the hell? But yeah, they were like, they had like cops and firemen. Yeah, it was cute. I've tried to watch it with my niece and I was not interested, but I did love it when I was little. But I tried to watch it with her and I was like, actually, this doesn't hit anymore. This is no Arthur, let's turn Little Bear. Yeah, I don't know, ACAB, I guess. Next we have Imagination Movers. When I tell you, way too old to be watching this show. This show came out September 6, 2008. I was 8 years old. I was way into my Hannah Montana, iCarly. Like, why was I watching Imagination Movers? Because my brother liked it. He was older than me. Maybe I shouldn't say that. He's kind of embarrassing. Imagination Movers. And then there was that guy who was like, liked everything beige. And his whole he kind of ate, to be honest. He had his aesthetic and he went with it and he kept to it. He would like eat cereal and it would be like beige cereal. The beige moms on TikTok could never touch him. He knew what he liked. He had his aesthetic, and like, as kids are supposed to be like, oh my god, that's so boring. Like, don't you want to live in a colorful, hands-on museum type place? And yes, but he had his aesthetic and he stuck to it. A lot of you guys can't say that. Yeah, he was kind of like a king. Anyway, did I have a crush on any of the Imagination Movers? I don't think so. I don't think I did. Next we have, oh, this is crazy, JJ the Jet Plane. Ever heard of it? JJ the Jet Plane came out June 11, 2001. 2001? What happened 2 months later? And ended May 31st, 2009. The lore of JJ the Jet Plane. Look up JJ the Jet Plane 9/11. Look it up, because you kids are crazy. No, that's crazy that it premiered 2 months before that happened. That's crazy. And they had like human faces on airplanes. Okay, so I'll say this. I was trying to look it up because I was like, what was the like situation when this show like was like airing, just getting off the ground, and then you know what happened. And it was just so much of conspiracies about how JJ the Jet Plane did 9/11. And also I don't know if this is real. Apparently they had a plane crash episode that got scrapped after 9/11. I don't believe that. Why would they have an episode where one of the planes crashes? That doesn't sound right. But I was watching the Jet Plane. I was, and I liked that shit. I liked it. But the plane jokes, you guys are disgusting. Just kidding. No, that shit was bad shit crazy. That show, who came up with that? I don't know. Anyway, we're on to the next page. 53 minutes. Okay. Where's my cat? She better not be outside because I can't open the door right now. Oh, she's under there. Next 40, we have Johnny and the Sprites. From October 9th, 2005 to April 19th, 2008. I barely watched this show. My brother liked this show again. I don't remember. It was like this guy. I don't remember. Fuck Johnny and the Sprites. I don't know anything about it, but I just know I remember watching a couple of those. But next we have my girl, JoJo's Circus. Okay. Came out September 20th, 2003 to June 28th, 2008. This was another one where it's like I was scared of clowns, but I was sad whenever JoJo's Circus came on. And her lion's name was Goliath. So cute. Love that. I watched it with my niece a year ago, and my niece had I found a little JoJo Circus costume that was her outfit, and I like to put my niece in it. She looks so freaking cute. She has a little afro. I love JoJo Circus. And like JoJo Circus is kind of lost media now. Like, It's really hard to, like, you cannot. I have it on DVD. I have like the Christmas episode on DVD. This is why you guys need to own physical media, because you cannot find JoJo's Circus. I mean, I'm sure you can, but it's not like those other shows where it's like, oh, I want to watch an episode of Imagination Movers and go on Disney Plus. It is not on Disney Plus, even though it's a Playhouse Disney show. So JoJo's Circus has lost media crazy. Find it and give it to me. Are you kidding me? I fucking love the circus aesthetic. We need to find JoJo's Circus. If anyone ever finds that show on DVD and wants to like send it to me, let me know, because I need to own that show, because you don't understand, that show was my life. Anyway, next we have Kipper. I don't even know if I really watched this. This was on September 5th, 1997 to December 24th, 2000. Like, I remember watching this show, but I also know I don't. Okay, I don't have anyway. It was about a dog. Okay, next, Lazy Town. Everyone knows about Lazy Town. It was on August 16, 2004 to October 7th, 2007. This is the one where I swear I remember this show premiering. I remember this show coming out, I swear. Bing, bang, bing. Welcome to Lazy Town. I sound just like that guy. Okay, Lazy Town. It was so funny because, like, the whole point was, like, it was like a Lazy Town, like the kids were like, one of the kids was like a Twitch streamer. One of the kids was like a super smart, stuck up his ass guy who just wanted to do like schoolwork. He might have been an adult though, because he could drive. And then they had Sporticus, who apparently a lot of people had a crush on. I don't remember having a crush on him. And they had, oh shoot, I can't remember his name, the villain, but like, because then the girl came in, can't remember her name, of course, and she was like, why are you guys freaking lazy? Like, come on, like, don't be lazy, girl, you just moved here and you're trying to like infiltrate. We are Lazy Town. You can't come up here and be like, why are you guys lazy? Like, what? It's in the name. But then so like, really, I don't remember his name. Fuck. Whatever the guy is, he passed away, R.I.P. He was like, what are you doing? Leave. Like, we're Lazy Town and I want this town to stay lazy. And he was kind of right about that. Don't come to my town and tell me what to do. But Sporticus was it in those moves. Bing bang boom boom, I'm dancing. Anyway, Lazy Town 8. I should go back and watch a couple episodes of that. Next, oh my god, and then the evil guy had like all his outfits. I love an outfit change. I love a disguise. Love. Next, Little Bear. I watch Little Bear all the time with my niece. It's our thing. We watch Little Bear to calm down. It's so cute. I remember, like, if you like cottagecore, watch you some Little Bear. Watch you some Little Bear. It's so adorable. Little Bear's not like agitating. It was on from 1995 to December 25th. They said Christmas present, the end of this show. 2002. Little Bear, most adorable thing. People get Little Bear and then the bear from Franklin mixed up. They are not the same. Same aesthetics though. Franklin and Little Bear are like sister shows, to be honest. They are Evermore and Folklore. Kind of. So I get it. But Little Bear, most adorable show ever. My niece's favorite episode though was the one where he takes a bath with his dad, which I always was like, okay. But yeah, love Little Bear. Next we have Little Bill. Don't cancel me. 1999 to December 22nd, 2006. On way too long. If you don't know, Little Bill is based off of like what's his name, Bill Cosby's childhood, or he made the show. I don't even know if it's really based off his childhood. I think it is though. Canceled. If you watched this show when you were young, you're canceled. Why would you do that? What's wrong with you? You're canceled. No, I loved Little Bill, but can't watch it anymore. I'm not gonna do that. I feel bad for Little Bill though. I guess I shouldn't, because he's technically Bill Cosby though. He grew up to be Bill Cosby. Next, Little Einsteins. Tell me why. Okay, Little Einsteins, October 9, 2005. Why did this show only last like a year or two? That doesn't seem right. Little Einsteins, we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky. Little Einsteins, come on, and now you too. There's so much to find. Little Einsteins. I was getting my music knowledge from this show. Come on, they would be playing like Mozart and Tchaikovsky. Is that how you say it? And I love the little blonde girl. She had little pigtails, and the girl with the purple dress and the black hair, and she would do like ballet. So cute. I love Little Einsteins. And then you would have to clap along to like make the rocket go. Nice. Next we have The Little Mermaid. I don't think this is considered a preschool show, but if you don't know, Little Mermaid had a show for a little bit. I watched it on Toon Disney. It was on from 1997 to September 29th, 2002. And I remember they had like an episode with like a deaf mermaid. That's like what I see the most when people bring it up. And yeah, it wasn't technically a preschool show though, but I did watch it when I was preschool age. Next we have Little People. If you know the Little People toys, it was pretty much like a show. You know how like Transformers movies were made to like promote the toys? It's kind of like that. Like the Little People show was made so you'd want to go buy the Little People toys, and it was like little figurines. Honestly, not surprised. I'm surprised people don't like collect them like they do with like Sunny Angels. Because you could buy like sets, and like I think they had like a fire truck one and like a schoolhouse one. I don't remember which ones I had. But yeah, and it was just like them in their little town. So cute. I love a little town. Yeah. Okay, next we have the Magic School Bus. This is the gig. This is the gag of the century. 1994 to 1998. What do you mean that show's not still on? I mean, yeah, they did do a reboot with Kay McKinnon, but that show had to have been on longer than that. That was like the quintessential school show. Like when they went into that boy's body. That's fucked up. Are you kidding me? I would be so embarrassed if I was him. So embarrassed. Like imagine like you just have to have the knowledge for the rest of your life that a group, or even just a year, that like your classmates have seen the inside of your body. Oh my god. Isn't that like a HIPAA violation or something? That's crazy. And Miss Frizzle was played by Lily Tomlin. That's like my grandma. Just kidding. I love Lily Tomlin because I love Grace and Frankie. I love 9 to 5. And I had no idea that she played Miss Frizzle, but then as soon as I found out, I was like, that makes so much freaking sense. Like, she is Miss Frizzle. I just knocked. Okay. But yeah. I don't remember we're in the Magic School Bus. Oh my god. So cute. Do you guys miss taking the bus? Anyway. Next we have the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Love it. I love Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Don't have anything else to say. Next we have Macy from February 11th, 1999 to December 25th, 2001. They said we have to end this. No, Macy was like about like a little mouse. Again, I think they were books before. A lot of these shows started out as books and then they turned them into shows. So Macy, I used to want my name to be Macy so freaking bad. I feel like we all had that. We all had a name that for some reason we wanted. One of mine was Macy because I wanted to be like the mouse. Yeah, I don't remember anything else about that show. It was just a girl living her life. A mouse living her life. Next we have Martha Speaks. September 21st. Oh wait. September 1st, 2008 to October 2nd, 2022. Crazy. That's a run. I was way too old to be watching Martha Speaks, let's be honest. Because this came out, what, September 1st? Yeah, so I was 8. I was way too old to be watching Martha Speaks, but what are you guys gonna do about it? And my family is so freaking lucky. If you don't know, Martha Speaks is pretty much about this girl who gives her dog alphabet soup, and somehow the alphabet soup makes it so her dog can talk. And the way I wanted a dog so bad that I could give alphabet soup to see if it would actually work. Oh, my family is so lucky we didn't have a dog, because I promise you I would have been giving that dog alphabet soup. We got a dog years and years later, so I didn't attempt it because I was older. But let me tell you, if I would have I just want to know how many kids actually did give their, now that I think about it, how many kids did give their dogs alphabet soup after seeing Martha Speaks. I need to look that up if it, like, anyone has any. Like, I don't think it would kill the dog because it's just like broth. Like, they're allowed to have that, but like, how many kids did it? I just need to know, because I definitely would have, if I had access to a dog, would have been like, let's see if this works. Yeah. Next, Max and Ruby, October 21st, 2002 to October 4th, 2018. Ruby, I fucking hate her. People are so disrespectful to Max, and all Max wanted, people like, she was so freaking bossy. Like, he would be like, I just want to make mud pies, and she's like, no, you're playing with me and you're gonna be a freaking prince. And he's like, fine, I'll play with you, but I want to be a vampire. And she's like, no, I'm a princess and you're a prince. And he's like, but I want to be a vampire. She's like, no. Or like, he would be like, oh, I want to make grandma a mud pie for her birthday. And she'd be like, no, grandma won't like a mud pie. She wants a pink pie because she's a girl. And then Max would do it anyway, and then the grandma would love it, and Ruby would be so freaking. And it's like, let your brother do whatever he wants. Oh my god, he's literally not hurting anybody. Like, yeah, sometimes he could get annoying and he would do something that would like mess something up because they didn't have parents, but oh my gosh, Ruby, chill the F out on your brother. Piss me off. My niece loves that show so much. Max and Ruby and Max loves it, but I can't stand it because Ruby just pisses me off so freaking much. I can't remember where I stand when I was little, like whose side I was on, but I'm 100% on Max's side. Ruby is such, like, go play with your friends, God, and leave Max alone to his vampire dress-ups and his mud pies and his tracking mud through the house. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Okay, next we have Maya Miguel, October 11, 2004 to December 31st, 2010. This was a show about a brother and a sister. They were Spanish, Latino, and they had powers, I think, that came from like a watch. I don't remember much of the show, to be honest, but I knew I was watching it. They lived in like New York or something. I don't remember much from it. I feel like it's still kind of a thing though. Like, it's on PBS Kids Games. So next we have Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, May 5th, 2006 to November 6th, 2016. You're telling me the show isn't still on? I don't believe that. There is no reason for this show to ever end. Like, come on. But again, I was way too old to be watching this. Way too old. Because it came out right before I turned 6. So I guess like, I was like in first grade, but I don't know, I just feel like I was too old to be watching it, but I was watching it. In the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, come inside, it's one inside, it's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Mickey, whatever. Who was my favorite character? Goofy was bad shit, so I kind of liked him. Sue Ellen, is that who? I think I got Sue Ellen's a cow. Sume. Oh my god, I like the big, like, bulldog. I liked him. He was mean. And I'm like, oh, like, he wasn't mean, he was just clueless. You know, he didn't know what he was doing. Blue Skadool, Miska Mouse, Miska Moose, Miska Mouse, Mika Roos. They were putting a spell on us. What was that? Miska moose, I don't know. And then hot dog. That was the shit. Hot dog, hot daily dog. The dances. Mickey Mouse's Club is such a cute show. I honestly, I can still sit and watch this with my niece. I can't believe it's not on anymore. Why would Disney do that? Mickey Mouse is literally their guy. Keep the show on. What reason do you have? Next we have Miffy and Friends, 2007-2009. She's coming back. I see. This show was only on for 2 years. But those little cute Asian stores they be having in malls now, where they sell little kawaii stuff. I be seeing her in there, and I'm like, how do you guys know about her? Because I thought I was the only one who knew about her. She's so cute. I really want a little stuffed animal, but since she's now a TikTok trend or whatever she is, everything with her on it is so expensive for some reason, and I'm like, you guys don't even know her like that. But she's so cute. It's a little bunny, and she had a little X for a mouth. So cute. Okay, next we have Miss Spider Sunny Patch Friends. This show, crazy. September 7th, 04 to December 29th, 06. They had a flashback Mary spider that was always trying to get at them and stuff. I think this was on Playhouse Disney. I don't remember that much about this show, but I knew I did watch it, and I thought it was a spin-off of Bug's Life. I did. I was like, oh, they did a spin-off. Next we have Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, 1968. This was my grandfather. If you've never seen an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, or you were up there watching Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, you need to take a step back and watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He did so much. I know this whole screen is shaking, you guys. You're just gonna have to listen and not look if it gives you a headache, because trust me, I know. Yeah, Mr. Rogers, sweetest man to ever live. He did so much for we honestly need him now, because he saved PBS Kids back in the day. And if you don't know what's happening now, they pretty much defund, because PBS Kids use government funding for their programming, which they also get it from viewers like you, thank you. But I guess their main thing, I didn't know that, comes from the government funding for PBS, because it's the free news channel, so anyone can have news. That's why all the poor kids watch PBS Kids, because it was the channel that anyone could get. Wow, for Playhouse Disney and all that other stuff, you gotta have cable. But PBS was for everyone, and it's not just a kids channel, it's also a news channel. It is the most unbiased news source, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion, and they are defunding it. It's so fucked up. I don't care what side you're on. Fucked up. Because I saw people being posting about it, be oh my god, my childhood's ruined. No, it's not. We got PBS Kids. I got to watch that. I got to experience Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I got to experience Sesame Street and all those things. It's taking a childhood thing away from this new generation. We're good. I don't need, yes, I don't have kids, but I can't imagine having kids and not having them watch Sesame Street. That just does not exist to me. That can never be. It's such a big, I feel Sesame Street would be able to sustain, because they have so much revenue. They get money from, they do live shows. I really want to take my niece to see Sesame Street live, because they're coming where we are in November. I just want to take her to see it so bad. And I'll tell you guys if I end up doing it. Probably won't, but I want to take her so bad. And they have all their merch and stuff, but there's other shows on those channels that don't have that. There's a show called Donkey Hody or something, and yeah, I think Sesame Street will ultimately be fine, but the other shows on the channel, so yeah, it sucks, and there's no reason to be defunding. We said defund the police, they said defund Big Bird. I don't, what? Oh my god, in the hospital I was born, I like how it's supposed to be about Mr. Rogers and I'm talking about Sesame Street. I'm gonna stop and I'll tell you that story when we get to Sesame Street. Anyway, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So he was really a mouthpiece for children's media and advocating, and he went to court and spoke up to keep, you can look it all up. He was a great guy. I haven't watched any of the documentaries about him because I know I will bawl my eyes out. And usually when I know something's gonna make me super sad, I try to avoid it, and I just know I'm gonna cry if I watch this stuff about him. And all he did, like having like POC on his show, and oh my gosh, if you know me, you know I love the Wizard of Oz. I just am obsessed with the Wizard of Oz, and he had an episode where he brought in the lady who played the Wicked Witch, and so he could show us, because I guess kids were scared of her, and so he brought her on to show that she's just a person. She's not scary. She was just a character, and I needed that because I was terrified of the Wicked Witch when I was little. I still kind of am, of that version. But yeah, Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful name for the neighbor. Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? And then he would like change his shoes. He reminded me of my grandpa. So he was like a grandfather figure to kids my age, because yeah, he was just great. Like, and then like he had the land of make believe, which I have to escape into still, and that's where like Daniel Tiger comes in. And they had like lady, I forgot her name, but the puppets were like batshit looking, and I loved it. Anyway, next we have Moose and Z. It was about a moose. I think it was one of those like tiny shows that would be in between, like on Sprout, so I don't really remember much from it. Next we have Mr. Bean, the cartoon. This was not a preschool show, but I would watch it because my brother watched it. So, and we had it like all on DVDs, so it was one of the things we watched like when we didn't have cable. But yeah, it was just Mr. Bean, but cartoon form. Don't have much to say. Next we have Ni Hao Kai Lan from February 7, 2008 to May 4, 2011. The only reason I watched this show was because my family pointing out that it was close to my name. Her name was close to mine. Kaylin, Kylan, because I was like not, it was came out February 7th, so I was 7, so I was kind of again moving out of the preschool shows, but I literally watched this because mom was like, you guys almost have the same name, and it is a really cute show. It's really, really cute. Next we have Ubi. They had a $10 gift card to Michael's and their hand and a dream. Who came up with, they really were, that's called being defended, from April 2002 to April 2003. Yeah, of course it only lasted 1 year, because what are you doing? They had like, they went to Michael's and got those little eye things that you put on like crafts and put it on their hand, and what? That show should have not ever existed. They really had no money. That's what we're gonna get when they defund PBS, where every show's just gonna be someone's hand. Look up Ubi, OOBIE. What? And I was watching that shit. If someone walked in on me, like if you as an adult, someone walked in on you watching that, they'd be like, what type of sick fetish shit are you watching? Crazy. Next, Oswald. From August 20th, 2001 to May 24th, 2005. Another show that ended the day before my birthday. When I was turning 5. My 5th birthday is the first birthday that I remember, that I have memory of. So I saw somebody say, oh, I thought the show Oswald was a show based off of the guy who shot JFK. Okay, Oswald is an octopus. So cute. Such a cute show. Such a cute show. Don't know what else to say about it. I like the aesthetic. Yep. Next we have Out of the Box. 1998 2006. This was the straight, like, this was my, like, I want to live in a little enclosed escape little thing, because they would like put together boxes and inside the box would be a whole thing, and it had a guy and a girl. The girl was gorgeous. I don't have a lot to say about this show, but this show was it. I feel like my sister liked it more than me, but I think it was really a good show for imagination, because it taught you could do so much with so little. Your imagination knows no limits. You can have a box and make a whole entire world out of it and make a whole storyline, and yeah, pretty beautiful. Sorry. Next we have Postcard from Buster. Who was trying to watch this? Postcards from Buster, October 11, 2004 to February 24, 2012 edition of Last That Long. Anytime Postcards from Buster came on, I was just wish I was watching an episode of Arthur. Whose favorite character was Buster and Arthur? Be honest. Clap if Buster was your favorite character from Arthur. Right. Yeah, no. Postcards from Buster, I don't care. Now, Postcards from Francine, we can talk. Francine was kind of an asshole too, but all of those kids were kind of mean to each other. Miffy, oh, what a bitch. Like, was that Muffy? Not Miffy, Muffy. But still, like, she kind of ate. But, like, there's an episode where she pretty much finds out that, like, she was a descendant of, like, the maid. And, yeah. Jekyll Hyde. There's a Jekyll Hyde episode, too. The Bean. What's his name? The Brain. He ate, too. He was a good character. Who's trying to watch Postcard from Buster? It's like when he was like, I went to Africa. Oh my gosh. In Arthur, when they would do like the in-betweens of like the real kids at school, I would get so jealous, because I'm like, why are they coming to my school? They would, today we're going to the aquarium, and it would like be based off of like whatever the episode of Arthur was, and I would be like, oh, I hate you, because I hated my school, because I was like, why aren't we cool enough that Arthur's trying to come have us on an episode? Come on. The way those kids are. Today we're going to the zoo. I really like the zoo because there's lots of animals, and Arthur liked going to the zoo with his friends. That's my impression of those kids that were in between episodes of Arthur. Now back to the show. Okay, next we have the Punky Brewster cartoon. This was lost media for me for a while. I was like, all I could remember from it was a rainbow and a girl in a yellow coat, and she had some kind of pet, like a cat, and it was lost media. I was like, what is this show that I'm thinking of? I used to watch it on VHS before the bus would come to my house to pick me up when I was like in first grade or preschool, first grade. It was the Punky Brewster cartoon. I found it, and not as good as I remember. But it was lost media for a while. Like, it was one of those things where I almost had to go on like one of those Reddits and be like, does anyone remember a show where with a rainbow and a girl in a yellow coat, and I don't know if my mom like figured out what it was or what, but I eventually found it out, and it was the Punky Brewster cartoon. Next, Reading Rainbow, 1983 to August 28, 2009. Bring Reading Rainbow back. These kids do not know how to freaking read. These kids do not want to read. It's like nobody wants to read anymore. Bring Reading Lamar. What is his name? LeVar Burton. Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Have you guys seen the DMX? Look up DMX Reading Rainbow. It's hilarious. Reading Rainbow is another one that like makes me want to cry when I think about it, just because it was like such a beautiful thing. And I love books, and I wasn't like, I'm not like an avid reader, is that what it's called? But I do love a little book. I like a little, here and there I like to read a little book. And I liked reading when I was little, and I think it was because it was so promoted to us, like with Between the Lines, Reading Rainbow. Like, we were taught that like reading was like a whole form of entertainment. Like, it wasn't a thing, it wasn't a burden, it wasn't a job, it was just something fun, another type of entertainment. And I love that, and I feel like the kids aren't getting taught that today, that reading is like another form of entertainment, of like, LeVar Burton's another guy who I think maybe he, what, why isn't he coming out of the woodworks being like trying to like counteract? I'm not, whatever, maybe he is. But yeah, Reading Rainbow, beautiful theme song. Look up DMX Reading Rainbow if you haven't seen it, you'll laugh your ass off. Next we have Roly Poly Oly. It was on from 1998 2006. This was a Playhouse Disney show. I don't remember that much from it. I just know that it was about a roly poly that I didn't even know was a real bug, and they lived in like something that looked like them, like a house that looked like them. Yeah, I don't remember the theme song. I don't remember a thing from that show, but I know I watched it. Next we have Rugrats. This technically isn't a preschool show, but I did watch it because my brother would watch it, so I was up there watching it when I was in preschool age. This is a very, very unpopular opinion. Very, very. Do not dislike this video, though. We're all allowed to have our own opinions. Rugrats does not hold up. The show does not hold up for me. The movies, yes. The first Rugrats movie, I bawl my eyes out. So sad. The part where he's like stranded it's always the kids getting stranded. Horrible group of parents, by the way. Horribly incompetent group of parents, every one of them. How do you have like 5 kids, therefore 4 or 5 different groups of parents, and none of them can keep track of their kids? Let's talk, because every movie was them getting lost. Crazy. The first Rugrats movie was low-key like the original Yellow Jackets. Next we have Schoolhouse Rock. So many songs. This is another one where I feel like this is more like school-age children, but still I'm gonna count it like older school-age children, like elementary school, but I'm counting it as preschool because, and like such great songs. Bill, Storm the Capitol. Did you guys know that the Bill from I'm Just a Bill and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill, well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. He got trampled on January 6th. Yo, and no one's talked about it. Okay, I'm just joking. But, I love that song. And, yeah, people need to, like, rewatch Schoolhouse Rock. Conjunction, junction, what's your... They taught me... Schoolhouse Rock taught me about, like, nouns and verbs and all that. And that's why I'm like, a beast at Mad Libs now. So, praise Schoolhouse Rock. So good. I hope the kids are still watching that in school. It's on Disney Plus. So, the kids need to be watching it. I can't remember any other songs from it, though. Because I was hooked on... I'm Just a Bill, like one of my favorite songs. I would listen to that just like on Apple Music. Well, then that turn me into a law. If I go a law, then I love. Next, okay, we're finally at it. Sesame Street. Yay! Wait, let me turn up the echo. Yay! Elmo's World. Okay. To the story I was going to tell you earlier. At the hospital I was born in, they had a huge statue of Big Bird. And if you don't know, I have cerebral palsy. It mostly affects this hand, my right hand. I don't have like partial feeling in it, and sometimes I keep it close to me. Yes. And I used to have to go to physical therapy at the children's hospital, and I was terrified of it. Again, it's another one of those things where like uncanny valley, but I was kind of scared of the Big Bird, but I also was intrigued by it. It's also nostalgic. I'm pretty sure it's still there. I haven't been there since my niece was born, but in like 2014, but it was there then. So cute. I was terrified of it though. My physical therapy journey as a preschooler is such a fever dream to me. Like I only have like bits and pieces of recollection of it, because I had to go into the actual hospital to do it, and like the children's hospital to do it. But I only have like the tiniest bits of recollection of it, of like in the waiting room. Like I don't remember any of the actual physical therapy that I did. I only remember like walking through the hospital and like being like so amazed by this huge, like, because the hospital I was born in is like, I think one of the, like, should I say which hospital I was born in? Is that gonna give stuff away? I guess I don't live there anymore. So I was born at U of M, the U of M hospital in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Fuck. Huge hospital, huge. And this is gonna sound weird to say. This is gonna sound really weird to say, but I'm gonna say beautiful hospital. It's beautiful. I haven't been in a lot of different hospitals, but I always thought the U of M hospital was just beautiful, and I loved I guess I was in there a lot as a kid, so maybe that's why. Like it always felt comforting to me as a kid, and it still does, and it's like kind of nostalgic for me. So whenever I have to go into one of the U of M buildings, like the eye doctor or whatever, it's like kind of nostalgic because I spent some time in there as for physical therapy. And I remember them having like this huge like waiting room. Yeah. But anyway, so that was Sesame. And yes, I had a big statue of Big Bird that I was kind of scared of, but I was also intrigued by. Because I was intrigued by stuff I was scared of. They also had like a Spider-Man that was like hanging from the ceiling. But yeah, Sesame Street, I love Sesame Street. So to this day, I don't really watch it. My niece kind of like grew out of it already. She's 3. But Elmo's World, wait, that's not that is not da 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 Elmo's World. Yeah. Do you know he got hacked recently? Anyway, I used to have a Tickle Me Elmo. And then when I was like and I asked for it. I wanted it so bad, and I finally got it when I was like 7. And my brothers were batshit crazy, and when I was like 8, they wanted to set it on fire, and they were asking me, and I thought like, oh, I'm older now, I don't even play with it anymore. So yeah, so my brothers set it on fire in our fire pit, and I remember watching it. It was still moving around while it was on fire, and it was an interesting sight, but at the same time I'm pissed because now what do I want? I want a Tickle Me Elmo, and those things are hard to find. Yeah, I have a vivid memory of that thing being on fire and still like singing the song, and they were so cool though. But yeah, I love Sesame Street. They should make like a real Sesame Street. Anyway, next we have Sing Me a Story with Belle. This was like where they would have like, it was on Playhouse Disney, I assume, and they just had like a lady playing Belle. It was live action, and she would like tell us a story. My sister was mainly the one into it, but I watched it. It was on from 1998 to 2000, and it ended like right after I was born. But I guess they played reruns. Don't you hate when you really like a show and then you find out that you were watching reruns of it the whole time, like it wasn't actually even on? Anyway, next we have Shanna Show, and it was like just this girl who played dress up and had a little brother, and it was like one of those tiny shows that would be in between the shows. Yeah, there wasn't much going on. It was literally her like, I'm dressing up as something today. Anyway, next we have Strawberry Shortcake. I'm gonna say my girlfriend, what's wrong with me? 2003 Strawberry Shortcake, get it right. I love Strawberry Shortcake, even though it's kind of uncanny valley, because I was watching it the other day and their voices to me do not sound like I remember them sounding. But I love Strawberry Shortcake. I collect Strawberry Shortcake things. Strawberry Shortcake is making a comeback, but for some reason it's the 1980s Strawberry Shortcake, and I'm like, no. The 2003, I think the show was on from like 2003 to 2005. That was the Strawberry Shortcake. That was the Strawberry Shortcake of our generation. Why are we like stuck on the 1980s one? Even though the 1980s one is on my shorts. But I'm just like, I need more 2003 Strawberry Shortcake stuff. I got this from Hot Topic. And it was like one of the first times I saw something with the 2003 Strawberry Shortcake on it. And I need more of it. But like, these Strawberry Shortcake fans aren't real Strawberry Shortcake fans. They like the like imagery and the aesthetic of Strawberry Shortcake, but were they really up here watching Strawberry Shortcake? No, I was, and that's why I'm advocating for them to bring 2003 Strawberry Shortcake back, because the girls who are watching and boys who are watching Strawberry Shortcake were watching the 2003 one. And the new one sucks. It just got worse and worse. I used to want her to have long hair, and then as soon as they gave her long hair, I was like, ugh, give me back my short. I had a Strawberry Shortcake hat. This hat she's wearing, I had it, and I remember wearing it to preschool on like crazy hat day. I remember it being a little bit too big for me. I wish I still had that. I didn't know how to spell my middle name for like years. I just thought about that. I could not spell Angelina for years. Anyway, next we have Teletubbies. This is like one of the most famous kid shows ever. So it was on from April 6, 1998 to August 2008. What can I say about Teletubbies that hasn't already been said? I don't remember which one was my favorite. I think I liked the red one, maybe the yellow one. And they had that goo, that little... Oh, I'm doing ASMR now. That thing that would like spit out goo that they would eat. Would they eat it? Like pudding? I don't know. Teletubbies was cool. I feel like I'm not as nostalgic for it as I feel like some people are. I don't know why, but I did watch it. So next we have Thomas and Friends, September 5th, 2004 to December 31st, 2017. Thomas the Train, I think the whole reason I loved this show was because I can't believe that I was like that the whole time, was because I loved the train sets. I wanted, in Toys R Us they used to have like one of the train sets out and you could like play with it, and I used to love going there and playing with it so freaking much. And if you ever heard of the store Von Mar, there was one in our mall, and they had a kids section that was so pretty. They kind of ruined it because they took out but they had like the train set, and they had a TV so you could play with the trains and watch the TV. And I used to love playing with the train, with Thomas Tank Train. I want to see him in real life. They have a thing at the Henry Ford Museum, I think, where they like have him there, like they have the train, and I want to see that. But it probably costs a lot of money. But yeah, I loved it. It was a very weird, like, cause it was like the actual toys, like it was like live action, kind of. But I think it was kind of cool. And I feel like Thomas the Tank Engine, is that his name? Thomas the Train, whatever. Was such a boys show. Like, it was seen as a show for boys, but I loved it so much. Because trains, for some reason, boys like trains and planes and cars and stuff. It's never for girls. But I love Thomas the Tank. Is he the tank engine? Because I keep saying that, so I'm assuming that's what he is. But I loved that. And it was not just for boys. I liked it. Did I have a crush on him? No. Next we have VeggieTales. I was raised Catholic, but I had no idea that VeggieTales was like a Jesus God show. I had no recollection. in my mind of that. To me, it was just a nice little show about vegetables that can talk. Next, we have The Wiggles from January 28th, 2002 to May 24th, 2009. Then they came back out with it later, and now they hits back on. I have a confession about The Wiggles. Actually, I'm not going to say one part of it because there's clips online. All I'm going to say is that the yellow wiggle was my first crush ever. Like, I had such a crush on the yellow wiggle from the original Wiggles. Look it up. I had such a crush on him when I was like literally 2 years old. He was my first celebrity crush. And then George Drinks was a little bit after that. Oh my god, it ended the day before my birthday, before I turned 9. Okay. But they brought it back, and it's fine. I like that it's new for the new generation. I'm gonna cry. Oh. Sorry about that. Did you see Robert De Niro meeting the Wiggles with his daughter? That was interesting. My niece goes sicko mode to some Wiggles. I don't put it on that much because she gets so hyper about it, but the Wiggles is cool. And I love that they added girls to it. And then so many bops, so many great songs. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy fruit salad. And then, big red car. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, toes. So many great songs. Okay, next we have the Winx Club. This was not a preschool show. I don't know why I have this on here, but I freaking love the Winx Club. I'm gonna skip over it because I don't even know why it's on here, because I don't think I was watching that when I was preschool age. But I love the Winx Club because I love fairies. Okay, next we have You're Invited to Mary-Kate and Ashley. So this was like they would have like a camp out party or a pool party or a fashion party. Fashion party was my shit, because again, I love when people would like dress up in whatever costume. Loved it. But yeah, You're Invited to Mary-Kate and Ashley. The Mall of America episode, I remember being on the bus in preschool and like on the way to school, because I would watch it before I went to school. I remember singing the songs on the bus to myself. And it's like the Mall of America one. Ooh, I want to go to the Mall of America so bad. And I hate that, like, now it's stupid now. And now I'm gonna grow up. If I really wanted to go, I could go. But it looks boring now. But it was... all of Mary-Kate and Ashley's things were ads. But they had this song, Meet Me at the Mall. I'm so glad you called. Meet me at the mall. Yeah. Meet me at the mall. That was the only song I can think of. And then they had like another one that was them having like an ice cream party, like an ice cream social or whatever, and they like did a dance. And I don't remember the song, but I remember, I can see it in my mind. I love ice cream, and that's probably why. Next we have the Frank. It was like this French dog that would cook. Was it a dog? I think so. I assume that's why his name was the Frank. People would say Z Frank, but with a French accent, it would be the Frank or whatever. But he was just a dog who cooked. I think this was another show that was like in between. Anyway, we have 2 more. If you really have sat and heard me talk about this, listen to me talk about this, please subscribe, because clearly you kind of like me. But also, why? This is gonna get like 2 views, or it's gonna get like views and it's gonna be like, oh, people left after 5 minutes. If you want to leave and come back though, that's fine, because I do that too. Like, I'll let you listen to like 30 minutes of a podcast at a time. Okay, next we have Zaboomafoo. My cat looks like Zaboomafoo to me. Like, her face looks like a lemur's to me. She's over there sleeping, so I'm not. But I don't know if I have any videos with her in it, but she looks like Zaboomafoo to me. and her name's Wednesday. I so badly wish I would have named her Zaboomafoo, because her face looks like a lemur's face to me. Okay, Zaboomafoo was on from January 28th to 1999 to February 1st, 09. Longevity. Now they have like the Wild Kratts. I had a crush on one of the brothers. I don't remember which one, because they kind of looked alike, but I had a crush on one of them. This was another thing where I'm like, they had like a little hut that they lived in, like in the middle of the wilderness. I need to go back and watch some episodes. I loved it so much. Anytime I would watch it, it just made me want to go to the zoo. Like, oh my god, I need some water. I've literally been talking for like almost 2 hours straight. What's wrong with me? Anyway, oh, there she. Come here. You guys are like, you're stupid. But look, her face kind of looks like she has the shape of a lemur. When she's like standing and looking, and like she looks like a lemur to me. Ignore the collar. I get cheap collars for her. She's a house cat. She does not leave. She's never been outside in a day in her life, except for when I brought her home, and even then she was in like one of those boxes from the Humane Society. So she's fully an indoor cat, so she doesn't even really need a collar. But I just think it's cute. I want to get her a little Halloween one. I got her September 1st. Oh, this is not about my cat. Well, she's a Zaboomafoo. And yeah, Zaboomafoo, they had like a little hut they lived in. And they had like this thing, there was like one of those cereal, you know how like at the store they had like Kroger's that would have like where you could get like fresh coffee beans, and you could pull the thing in the beans, it would come. They had that, and they had like cereal and like food for the lemur in it. And the way I wanted to eat that stuff so bad, it's probably for animals, but I was like, I so badly wanted one of those. Anyway, I need to go back and watch the Zaboomafoo and go to the zoo. Okay, luckily I only have one more, because she's gonna start. See, that's the boom. Tell me that's not a lemur. Look up a lemur and then look back at that clip that she just looked. Anyway, lastly we have Zoom. Okay, so Zoom was like the ultimate like art show, and it pretty much was like a whole bunch of kids, and they this was another like public access show, and they pretty much would like tell you how to like do crafts. And let me tell you, I will watch that today and do the crafts in it. I probably should. Maybe me and my niece can. But yeah, it was so fun, and it like really showed you like you can make. It was another thing kind of like out of the box, where it's like you can make fun out of anything. I love a science experiment. When I was little, I loved, what does that say? I loved a fall. Oh, sorry, that's something just popped up that said about, I loved a science experiment when I was little. I loved a little craft. Okay. So I loved Zoom, and I would want to be the, come on and Zoom. Oh, the Zaboomafoo, I'll sing it to my cat. You and me and Zaboomafoo. Anyway. Did I turn? Come on and Zoom. Okay, yeah, I'm starting to get delirious. The math, delirious. But yeah, I loved Zoom, and I was so jealous of those kids. I was such a jealous little brat. That wasn't a brat, but I just like, I had this thing where like I was convinced I was gonna be famous when I grew up, you know? Like I was like, I don't need school because I'm actually gonna be I'm gonna be famous, so I don't need school. And so I was jealous of any kid that was on TV, because I'm like, I should be doing that. Anyway, so yeah, that was all the shows I watched at my preschool age, at my big age of being in preschool. I hope you guys liked these ramblings. The sound is starting to sound different, and I don't know what that is, but luckily we're done here. I hope you guys liked this, or that you didn't like this. If you made it this far, like this please, and tell me if you liked this style of me literally just rambling, because I have a couple other ideas. I'm kind of thinking of maybe doing a Nick and a Disney one, of the Nick and Disney shows I watched. I want to do a ranking of every single Taylor Swift song. That would probably be a 3-hour long video. So if you like just being able to sit, watch me in the background while you're doing whatever, let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys liked this, and tell me the shows that you watched when I was little. If you liked one that I didn't mention, maybe comment it and I'll tell you if I ever watched that one. If you're interested in it and please comment and subscribe. Now my cat is cuddling up to Molly, their siblings. Well, girl, what are you doing? Anyway, Molly says bye, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.